Hi, my name is Beck. This is a presentation for those looking for behaviour modification strategies to assist a child to learn to fall asleep alone. If you've come to this website, you may have a child with a generalised anxiety disorder who has trouble sleeping, or you may just have a child that won't stay in their bed at night and needs to learn to fall asleep alone. Either way, this is the presentation for you. Please note, if the child you're working with is not your own, you need to obtain formal written consent from the parent as they are a minor. We start with a functional assessment. I prefer the direct observation method. This establishes a baseline for the behaviour. The baseline is where we started from, and we can establish then an end goal. In a recent intervention I conducted, it involved a 7-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl who both had difficulty falling asleep alone without parental assistance. I recorded their behaviours on an ABC observation checklist. You can purchase a continuous recording assessment from a news agency or from a bookstore. In that book, you have the opportunity to write down the day, date, and the behaviours that are occurring and at what times they occur. This will establish the ABCs, the antecedents, the behaviours, and the consequences. Antecedents refers to the behaviours that happen prior to the problem behaviour, the triggers, the causes. Parents, you may find, as I did in my intervention, that parental behaviour greatly contributes to sleep anxiety problems. The B in their ABCs is the behaviour, what happens following the antecedents. Sleep anxiety often involves tension from dinner time. Tears, screaming, clinging behaviour, refusal to comply with the bedtime routine, and a heightened state of anxiety all create an inability to fall asleep. The C in the ABC stands for the consequences. The consequences are a result of the behaviour. This is often parental frustration, yelling, stress in the home, tension between parents and child, and tension between parents. Also, consequences of the end result of lack of sleep are a restless night's sleep, ill health, poor concentration, and being unable to attend sleepovers or even a grandparent's home to stay the night. Once the baseline behaviour has been established from the direct observation, you have a starting point to plan your intervention. Please note that the direct observation must occur over a week's period, so there are a lot of incidents recorded. To begin the intervention, consult the child. Establish a reward system that is motivating for the child and discuss what benefits they will feel from being able to learn to fall asleep alone and be a big boy or a big girl. They will have control over their anxiety, which is currently being a bully, and they will feel better and be able to attend school camps. Establish what behaviour modification principles are appropriate to use in the intervention. I use shaping using successive approximations and reinforcement. Shaping using successive approximations involves gradual small steps to reach the end goal. Reinforcement involves praise, hugs, stickers, monetary reward, and an end goal prize, and even maybe a big boy or big girl party at the very end. The successful steps that I utilised involved a 7-week intervention involving every night of the week. A very big commitment, but in the end, it's worthwhile for both the parents and the child as it's life-changing. Steps started very, very small. Simple as not complaining during the bedtime routine. Now, the child has to know what's involved in the bedtime routine. The shower, the teeth, the toilet, the bed, and the bedtime story. They need to be able to not complain during this period before you can begin reducing the amount of time you're in the room. Once they're no longer complaining and they're happy, we start with limiting the time. The first week is unlimited time, followed by 10 minutes, 8 minutes, 6 minutes, 4 minutes, 2 minutes, to eventually no minutes at the end of the 7-week period. Each of these steps occurs over a 5-day period and must be successful before you move on to the next step. Every successful night needs to be recorded on a chart for the child, or perhaps even in a diary. I have 2 examples of a boy diary and a girl diary that were each chosen by the children involved. Inside the diary are steps that they need to follow and remember each night, and they get a sticker when the steps are successfully reached. To reinforce the behaviour, you can have a homework grid chart. Each night before they go to sleep and they get ready for their bedtime routine, we have our shower, our teeth, our medicines if they take medicines, our story, and off to sleep in bed. And you notice that this child has a happy face for yes and a sad face for no. Yes is where we want to be in the happy face column. In my intervention, at the conclusion of each successful week, a monetary reward was received with the amount of $5. The 7 weeks of $5 totaled $35, which was matched in my intervention by the parents to purchase the final reward, which was a kitten. A party was the final step for the children, and they both really enjoyed the party and felt like big boys and big girls at the end of the intervention. The main tips I have are praise and more praise. The end reward needs to be reasonable, but it also needs to be big. It needs to be something motivating for the child, and they must have input into the end reward. Don't lay down with the child at any time. Sitting up hugs and sitting on the end of the bed, moving towards the door is where you want to be. Accept that you may have to change your own behaviour. Look at sibling behaviour interactions. Are siblings within the home contributing to the behaviour of the child that's having trouble falling asleep alone? Is the height and stretch of the home contributing to the problems? Are there distractions in the bedroom? Is the bedroom clean? Are there nice, calm atmosphere in each of the bedrooms? All of these things you want to check on to have a successful intervention. Finally, if you need some more further follow-up areas, then I have websites for you. I hope this presentation has been helpful for you. Good luck. I hope your child learns to fall asleep alone. Thank you.